that. Okay, hello, I'm Dr. Jessica Parker. I'm the principal here at Family Partnership Charter School. Hello. And I have Lori Matthews. She's our Dean of Students. And I have one of our sponsor teachers here, Melissa Lipinski, who also has a graduate who is walking. So welcome. We are going to just share some important dates, and I'll put some things in the chat and some reminders and kind of talk to you about the big day. So the most important thing is, when is graduation? It is May 23rd, which is a Tuesday at 7 p.m. at Betty Davis East High School, which is on Northern Lights Boulevard. And it's the big high school. And it is in the auditorium, which is beautiful. And your graduates need to be there at 5 o'clock. I know that sounds early, but we run through the whole thing. And we have a little area where they can freshen up their makeup and their hair and stuff. So no worries, but please have your graduates there at 5. You don't have to be there, parents, at 5, but you can, because we will walk through even you going on the stage and handing them their diploma. So that's the most important thing you're going to hear. Graduation, the 23rd at 7, have them there at 5. Do you have the gear? Make sure, if you don't, that you order it really quick from Jostens. It's too late to order it here with Family Partnership, but there is boxes and boxes. Debbie has them right in the middle of our front desk area. If you just go through the first doors, she has all of the signs. Oh, I forgot to grab a sign. Lori, do you mind grabbing a sign so they can see them? And here's the cool hat, right? With the little tassel and the year and the stole. And what do you notice about the stole? This has been hanging up for over a month. Do you see these creases? That's because when you get it, oh, Melissa has the sign. You beat Lori to it. So pick up the signs too, and you can write your name on right there in permanent marker, and you get a stick. Yep, look at that. We got 2 models here, and you can put it in your yard, and they're free. But your gear comes like this, all folded, and this has been hanging for a month, and this crease will never go away. You got to steam it. So you want to go ahead and pull that out and get a steamer so that you don't have a crease there on graduation day. So get your gear, it's ready for you. And if you haven't ordered it, you can. You'll just have to put a rush order on it. And if you're walking neighborhood school, like they go to family and they take some classes, you can walk with your neighborhood school, but you need to talk to your principal very quickly about that, because it's likely they have a different color robe. They need to know what order to put you in. And so you'll want to make sure you reach out to them and get permission. Yes, it is allowed. There's a memo that the principals are aware of, but you want to make sure that you inform them that you do plan on participating. Same thing with your private school. If you aren't going to walk with us, you're going to walk with your private school. We have a lot of dual enrolled students, more than any other school. We have 100 graduates. And it's looking right now that a good 40 of them will likely not walk with family, but walk at their private school or their neighborhood school. Why not walk with both? That's what I say. But I understand, just make sure that you're communicating with your principals. And I am now I'm a professional poker now. We need your stuff. We need your photos, your bios, your grades. Your sponsor teachers are poking you too. So please get that turned in. And you're like, but wait, I haven't got my college acceptance letter yet. And oh, I'm waiting on my final photo from my photographer. You know, you can send us multiple emails and fill out that Google form multiple times. But I really need it, because we're already bragging about our seniors. Every single day we're posting about them, and we want you to share that with your families, and we want to congratulate you. So please get those turned in. So there is a Google Doc form. I'm going to put it in the chat. And then I'm also going to show you what it looks like. Looks like this. And so you'll see, email your senior photo to Dr. Parker, and 4 to 6 photos for the slideshow. We do a great family slideshow. I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. And make sure you have your grades in by May 10th, order your cap and gown, and here's everything I need. Just your basic information and your bio. This is where you're going to type your bio. About 3 to 4 sentences is what we're looking at. And there's even a little suggestion here for you, and you hit submit. You can come back and do this multiple times, or if you forget the Google shared email, you can always email me, Parker_Jessica, okay? And here is what the slideshow looks like. It's pretty special. So families, we really encourage you to share like baby photos, you know, as they're growing older, and we'll even put their bio along the bottom so that they can see. Now, the audience gets to know your couldn't stop it. Okay, so that is the other thing that I need from you. Grades. Grades are due May 10th. What does that mean? You can turn in grades after May 10th. In fact, you can turn grades in all the way to June, but the class standing is going to stick because we need to announce who the valedictorian is and the salutatorian and have their speeches ready. So, but you can add a class, and you know, I know a lot of people need more time. That is okay, but just know if you want your grade, if you want to be in the runnings for that top 10%, you really need to make sure you turn in your grades by May 10th. And especially because if you aren't graduating, we're not going to give you your real diploma. You're just gonna get a piece of paper. So May 10th is really when you need to get your grades in. Regalia information. So I'm going to share my screen and talk about what the rules are for regalia. And I'm going to put the link in the chat here because people always ask, can I decorate the regalia? Okay. So here is a little video that you can watch as far as ASD rules for the regalia. And this is the ASD policy. And the answer is yes. Yes, you can decorate your cap with regalia. But the rules are, it needs to be honoring the heritage and the culture and the history of you as a student. So if you're just putting like an office quote on there, that isn't honoring your culture and your heritage, but you can do like adornments from one of your tribes, or if you're like from a particular country, you can add those adornments. You can put the year on there as well. They just don't want to be like, I'm a little princess, or, you know, something that is not related to your identity as a person. So you can kind of see some of these different examples and some of the rules, and you can click here and watch the video. So yes, you can put stuff on here. They don't want any letters. They just want numbers, I think is what they say on here. So yes, you can. The other thing is tickets. Everyone is asking me about tickets right now. So yes, we're printing tickets, and I believe it's 6 to 10. Because of so many people that have replied that they're all not graduating, it's looking like we can do 10. But if you need more than 10 people, it is also not a problem. We can give you probably 20 tickets. Betty Davis East is a big auditorium. There's lots of space. If you'll just send me an email, I'm keeping a little list here. The tickets just aren't ready yet. So don't worry. I think in the past it was a problem because of COVID, of course, but also because there was 300 graduates. Well, at Family, we only have 100. So we do have a little bit more space than the other schools. Okay, no air horns and no confetti. You can't do that. They'll take those from you. So please honor that, especially Betty Davis is a beautiful, beautiful place and we want to be welcomed back to there. So there is a list of graduates that's being published in the ADN. So I think that's coming up here pretty soon. So definitely check that out, as well as the honors that as well as we knew them. So we are guesstimating who made honors based on the grades that were turned in right now, but that is also published in the ADN. Social media post. So we are posting on social media and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. We love to brag about our seniors. Share my screen again. Here it is. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. Oh, let me scoot this over. Okay, so we put their bio right here, and then we put the picture, and we also make it shareable and commentable. So you can share this on your personal Facebook. It's also on Instagram as well. And we encourage you to share and comment and just congratulate each other. So that's why I need your pictures and your bios. Okay. There's a few cords that you can get. So to clarify, you get your neighborhood cords like the immersion cord, IB if you're at West, or if you're in the biomedical program or the seminar or those kinds of special programs that are at your neighborhood school, you get the cord at the neighborhood school. The National Honor Society you get here, and that is Shelby Terrio. Lori, would you mind putting her email in the chat? She's the NHS, the National Honor Society sponsor, and it might not be too late if you're curious, if you qualify, you could reach out to her and ask her, but you do get a cord if you've met certain qualifications for community service and also your GPA. The other cord we have here is a family partnership cord. It's the prettiest one, in my opinion. It's turquoise and it has some black in it. That is if you have been at family partnership for all of your education. So we have record of that, but if you think we only have one of those this year, but if you think you're deserving of that, definitely reach out to your sponsor teacher. Other things, I think we get the Indian Ed, like Alaska Native cord. And if there's any others that you have questions about, because I know you guys, you want to proudly wear all the stuff that you worked so hard to earn. So reach out to your sponsor teacher if you have questions about that. Oh, and the biliteracy seal as well. So it's a pin and it's a gold seal and it's on your diploma. And we have 4 of those this year. If you think you should be on that list, definitely reach out to your sponsor teacher and double check. It's too late to apply for this year to get it, but all you have to do is be fluent in 2 languages, English and then another language, and you have to have a certain GPA and you have to pass a literacy test to make sure to prove your proficiency. So those are all the different awards. And okay, let me show you the program. Okay, share my screen again. Here it is, and this is also the same art design that won the t-shirts. So we got some t-shirts for you. We'll let you know when they're ready, but isn't this beautiful? It's done by one of our own seniors. And here is what I'm about to walk through is what is graduation like? So we start with that beautiful slide as you're walking in, and then I'll do a welcome, and then we'll do pomp and circumstance. So that is the da, 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 right? And you're dressed in your beautiful wear. graduation gown, and you are lined up along the wall. So this is the stage, and you are going to just be lined up. So when you get there, you can just take a seat because it's 5 o'clock and we're going to practice all of this. But at 6:45, 6:50, we're going to have you line up against the wall in order. And Miss Lori Matthews is going to go up to each one of you and ask you how to say your name. In fact, she's going to do that today too. And just to make sure that your pronunciation is correct and that everything in your bio is exactly what you want it to be. So she'll kind of walk right before the graduation ceremony. She'll walk and say hello to each of you, make sure you're in the right spot. And then during the song, you're going to come to the middle of the auditorium. You're going to go up the stairs, and then you are going to sit down in the chair. And it is alphabetical by last name. And you should have a card. And on that card is, on the back of it is your bio. And that's just to give it to Lori and I so we can read it, because we want to only read, and we don't want to accidentally read someone's name who's absent. And if they do show up, we'll want to like just kind of sit them at the end. So that kind of helps us keep track of attendance. So after pomp and circumstance, we do the presentation of the colors, and we do the pledge, and we do the national anthem, and we have some seniors that are doing that. And then I give a very small speech, and then there is a musical number. We have a talent. And then the Presidential Education Award, I do see that there's typos in here. Well, this is just a draft, but these are people who have a GPA, I think of like 4.0 or something, the highest level, and you get a certificate from the governor. So we recognize you. And there's also the gold and the silver awards. So gold is certain GPA and silver is also, it's like A, Bs. The UA Scholar is about 8 students that qualified last year, and they're the top 10% of our school, and they qualify for a scholarship, which gives them financial assistance to attend an Alaskan school. So we honor those. And then we have a speech from the valedictorian, and then a speech from the salutatorian. So if you think you might be one of those, we are going to reach out to you on May 11th, the day after your grades are due. And Lena Palmer is our speech enthusiast, aficionado. She is going to make sure that your speech is good, give you tips. You're going to write it, send it to her, and she's going to kind of help you along the way. And we do need those speeches ahead of time because we put them, if we have an interpreter, we just need to be prepped for what your speech is. Okay, then Miss Shelby Theriot also honors our National Honor Society. So you guys are seated, and every time we honor you for a particular award, you'll come up. And also while that's going on, we have a photographer on the floor, and she's taking these candid photos. Then I have a principal's award that I give. And then we recognize the students who have been here for their entire education. And then the best part is roll call. So roll call is where Lori and I read the names and the bios. And I'm going to go ahead and close this so you can see my screen here. And as you're seated, we'll say like Lindsay May Adams. I saw her on here. So she'll stand up and she'll give Lori or I her little card. And then Lori will read her bio and share about her journey, where she's going to college. And then Lori will walk across the stage, and then her parents will be prepped. They'll be lined up along this side of the wall, and they will be given Lindsay's diploma by our registrar. And so her parents are waiting over here with the diploma. And then Lindsay will shake my hand. She'll shake a couple of dignitaries. You know, it's people from the Anchorage School District. And then she will meet her parents, and her parents will give her her diploma, and they'll pause, right? Because you got a candid photographer there to capture that live moment. And then she'll hug them, and, you know, tears or maybe no tears. There's always some really cute things that happen, but the parents, you guys hand the kids the diploma. And then Lindsay will go all the way back around and then sit back down. So that's pretty much the entire roll call. It does take up most of our ceremony. We are very good at keeping our ceremony about in an hour. And with 64 graduates walking, I think we'll stay true to that. There's just one talent. So there's not a whole lot of going on. It's the roll call is the meat and potatoes of our ceremony. And parents, you are a part of that. So definitely come. You don't have to come at 5. We'll tell you where to stand because you'll kind of stand adjacent with your graduate at the very beginning. And we will run through it if you're nervous. Parents, if you'd prefer not to do that, you can give the diploma to me. I'm happy to take that on for you. So, but it's an honor. It's something that family does that no other high school does. And it's very, very special because parents, you guys managed your kids and taught your kids. You homeschooled, and that's the harder path. And we want to recognize you in celebrating your students' achievement. So at the very end, we do the acceptance of the class. That's usually an ASD school board member. I usually say, Representative Holloman, I would like to recommend the Family Partnership graduates class of 2023 for graduation. And then he agrees, and then we move our tassels, and then we all celebrate, and then we go into the cafeteria and we enjoy cookies and punch. And then that photographer who is taking the candid shots is going to be out there professionally to take more professional shots. And she does a lovely job, and they're free. And then we'll send you a link like within the next couple of days so you can access all of them. And we aren't streaming the graduation, but we will have the slideshow. And trying to think if there's anything else that I am missing. Looking. I think that's all. I think that's everything. Okay. I always start and end with the same thing. Graduation is May 23rd, Tuesday at 7 o'clock at the Betty Davis East High School. So be there at 5 and make sure that you steam your stoles as well. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Oh, Lori, would you like to take over and ask some people their names?
Sure. I also wanted to just mention that I think we'll try to have several steamers set up for people who don't own a steamer. I'll definitely have mine there, and maybe we can bring an extra table and have it out in the as people come in, and I think we can pull that off. So if people forget, or if they don't have their own steamer, I think we'll catch that. So you know what, we have about 12, 13 people here, and I don't know that I'm looking at names, and I don't think any of these names are ones that I have question marks next to. So I think I'm okay. And I'll reach out to sponsor teachers for pronunciation guides for the ones that I have questions on. I went through the whole list. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hit stop recording, and then